My best learning experience did not take place in a typical American classroom. It involved a trip around the world. In fact, the country of France was my classroom. I traveled to France with my French teacher, Madame Hole, our high school French club, and my family. We started our journey in our hometown of Orleans, Indiana, and landed at the Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris, France. As you will learn, France is a beautiful country with numerous art museums and historic sites. The first stop on our voyage is the Palace of Versailles, just 20 miles away from Paris. Here I experienced a first-hand glimpse of French history from the 16 and 1700s. This large chateau was constructed in 1682 for King Louis XIII. The kings following Louis XIII added on to the beautiful facility. Next on our journey, we explored the art of Paris. We saw the street vendors selling art and several art museums. Two art museums we visited are the Louvre and the Musée d'Orsay. We saw famous works from French artists such as Leonardo da Vinci, Claude Monet, Vincent van Gogh, and Pierre-Auguste Renoir. Madame Hull had taught her classes about the coronation of Napoleon and the invasion of Normandy in World War II. There is no explanation that Madame Hull could ever given me that could compare to being on location in France. Being on site, seeing the cliffs where the men crawled up while bombs were being dropped and planes were flying over, is incomparable to simply reading about the encounter from a textbook. On a more joyful note, our group traveled to the home of famous French artist Claude Monet. While on the grounds of his home, we saw the famous lily pads and green bridge Monet had painted years ago. Madame Hull, Sarah, and I stood on the bridge for a lovely photo. With such beautiful surroundings, it is easy to see where Monet obtained his inspiration for his paintings. For meals in France, we would stop as a group at a local café. I was finally able to speak using the French I had learned in Madame Hull's class. I would recite phrases such as "Bonjour, monsieur, je voudrais un croque monsieur, s'il vous plaît, avec un jus d'orange." In English, that phrase means, "Hello, sir, I would like to have a grilled cheese sandwich, please, with some apple juice." I loved being able to utilize the French I had worked so hard to learn in day-to-day life while getting meals or interacting with the French civilians. We even invested some time in a French cooking class. On our French voyage, we squeezed in a painting lesson just down the street from the beautiful Sacré-Cœur Church in Montmartre. In the class, the teacher focused primarily on French artists and the techniques they used when creating their masterpieces. Here are some key members that made the trip to France so special: my parents and our tour guide Claire. It was very beneficial to have a native French-speaking tour guide on the trip. She helped us navigate and was great for answering questions. Lastly, we voyaged to Mont Saint-Michel, one of the most beautiful scenes in all of France. This trip was a learning experience that I could not have experienced in Indiana. I feel that I gained so much more knowledge just by being on the scene, experiencing the culture and ways of France.